Welcome to the podcast, Hater Proof, mostly about self-improvement and good for your listening parts. Stay tuned. This is Monday Non-Madness. Hello. Welcome to the podcast. How was your Monday? Mine was busy, kind of. I had to do laundry today, and I found out that I could do a lot faster than I used to. The laundry can be done a lot faster than what I've been doing. I've really been taking so much time doing laundry, but it really doesn't take that long. But anyway, mine was busy. But I did want to discuss, to not be so hard on Mondays. I think people just think so negative about Mondays because they don't want their weekend to end. But I mean, you got to work hard to play hard, right? If you want to play hard, you got to work too, though. It has to be some type of balance. It has to be some type of distinction between the two. You don't want to play too much. It's folks that just play too much, you know what I mean? Sometimes you got to be serious about your endeavors and your goals. But Monday is the start of your week, though. Why would you want to start it badly? Monday is the start of a whole nother sequence of days, including your weekend. Why would you want to start that off bad? You have to have a different outlook about your Monday altogether. If you have to be optimistic about it. You shouldn't be so hard on Mondays. So if you start your week off good, don't you think that it should end up good? If you start your week off good, usually it'll end up the same way. When you just have that optimism about that. And be glad that you can start off a week. Let's be glad about that. Be optimistic on Monday to be optimistic for the rest of the week. Be optimistic on Monday to help be optimistic for the rest of your week. It's a simple concept. It's just something that I think needs to be expressed. If you don't like what I say, then don't listen. It doesn't matter, because I'm still going to do this as long as I can, as long as I want to. I will continue. I just think it's things that need to be heard. You can't always think that everyone knows what they should know, because some people don't know. Maybe they should know, but they just don't know. And I like doing this podcast thing. This podcast is in the category of self-improvement. So I don't understand the problem with that. This is for your self-improvement, which brings me back to being glad about Mondays. There's nothing wrong with being able to get up Monday morning, start your day off, that starts your week off, so that you'll have a productive, optimistic week. Therefore, you will enjoy your weekend. And you know what? Maybe on that weekend, you're going to say, you know what? I'm ready for this Monday. I'm ready for Monday to come along. Because then I could be optimistic about the rest of the week, and I could set the rest of my week up so that way my weekend is good. So, why be sad and horrible on your Mondays? Don't hate Mondays. Be hater proof. Don't hate Mondays. Mondays could be your friend. I think of Mondays as a start to getting things done. I'm an accomplisher. I like to accomplish things. If I see something that needs to be done and I can do it, I'm going to do it. Because, I like to complete things. So I see Monday as a start to getting things done. Like if you want to get something done, you gotta start it. You gotta start it off. You can't just sit there and you wrote something down. That's good. You've brainstormed. That's good. You have so many good ideas. That's good. But when are you gonna start it? When are you gonna start it? And you know what happens? Monday is gonna come whether you want it to or not. The only way a Monday is not gonna come is if the world ends or the end of time comes or whatever you want to call it. Then there's no more Mondays. It's not gonna be a Monday. It's just gonna be a continuous of time. There's not gonna be any Mondays. There's not gonna be any. I don't know. Maybe there is. I don't know. But anyway, either way, for right now, Mondays continue to come. So just think of it as a start of something. Just start it. Do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just start it. Just start it and do it. And I'm glad this Monday came. So that way I could continue to Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday and Saturday and Sunday. It's a weekend where you take a break and relax. Then you start it all over again on Monday. And it's going to automatically come for you. It's an automatic start. Now that's being hater proof. I don't care what you heard. That's being hater proof. You heard me? Yeah. Oh yeah, one more thing. I have to say that I'm having a guest tomorrow. Yeah, he's real nice. He's real good. I met him in Atlanta. So, by the way, I do miss Atlanta. But anyways, talk about that later, I guess. But yeah, he's gonna be a guest tomorrow. So I want to dedicate the whole show to whatever he wants to talk about. Within the limits of what I want to talk about. But yeah, there you have it. And we're back. We're back to talk about work ethic. I figured since I was going to talk about Mondays, I figured I'd just go ahead and talk about work ethic as well. Because along with your Mondays comes some kind of thing they call work. Where you got to work and earn your keep and earn your pay. And that's how you get paid, is you work. For most of us anyway. So work ethic is just having some type of duty to your work. Like you have to respect your work. Respect your work, respect yourself, respect your superiors. Be respectful, especially to your work. Be respectful to that. Because if you're doing something that's not generating something for you, then what are you doing it for? Work should generate you a paycheck. That's the kind of work I'm talking about. I'm talking about the kind of work that generates income for you to take care of your family. Be smart about that. Respect that. Okay? Don't go to work if you don't want to go to work. You make it bad for everybody else. You bring in your attitude, and you bring in your pessimism. You come into work all negative, and you mess it up for everybody. And that goes along with Mondays. And it's Monday, and you gotta go to work. Oh Lord, don't let that tornado come through. Jesus Christ. I mean, come on. If you don't want to go to work, don't go to work. Sometimes I go to like a restaurant or something, and it's just bad customer service, it's poor customer service. You can tell they don't want to be there. You can tell they can think about 5-6 different places right now they'd rather be than where they at right now. Look here, it ain't my fault. Do your job. If you don't want your paycheck, then don't come to work. If you don't feel like you should be there, then don't be there. You're messing it up for the customers. You're messing it up for the other employees. You're messing it up for the whole transaction of commerce altogether. You're the problem. Don't come to work. Go find you another job to do. Or something else that's going to generate you some money to pay your bills so you can take care of yourself. Unless you can find somebody else to take care of you, and that's highly doubtful without you having to do something you don't want to do. So you might as well go get a job that you don't want to do. And you might as well be happy about it, because it's going to give you a paycheck that's going to give you your income to pay your bills. You know what I think? I think that if there are employees that, disrespect the company time, then they should pay that money back. You don't get paid for that time where you felt like you shouldn't be the employee that you said you was going to be. That's what I think should happen. With all these laws and bills being signed, why don't you go ahead and sign a law in the place where you disrespecting company time because you don't want to be there? You shouldn't be paid for it. I think that's excellent. But who am I? So anyway, yeah. So maybe you should just have a career change. That maybe that's just not where you want to be in life. Why don't you stop what you're doing, go back to your house or wherever, and you think about what other job you want to have, and you work towards that job instead of going to work messing it up for everybody else. You know what I mean? Maybe you should weigh out the pros and cons of going to your job. Pro, money. Pro, time to yourself. Pro, meeting new people. I mean, come on. You can think of plenty of things to call a pro. Just make sure you get the work. You know what I mean? You got to make sure that your pros outweigh your cons. Okay? Or your pros at least outvalue your cons. Like, your pros should be more valuable than your cons. There might be more cons than there are pros, but at least your pros are more valuable than your cons. And get to work. Think of it as like an exercise. Like you exercise. Everybody want to lose weight and eat healthy. You go to work, exercise. Quit driving, walk if it's close. Quit driving, take the bus if it's close enough to take the bus. Still gotta walk to the bus stop, walk to your job. That's exercise. That's exercise. Plus you saving gas. Right? If you sit down at your job, find some way to exercise. You should be exercising anyway. So maybe you should stand up a little bit, lift your legs, do some marches and stuff like that. Raise your arms up, take some weights with you to work. And you sitting down and you lifting weights and stuff like that. Whatever. Respect your time too. Respect your job, respect your time. That's, you need to be respectful of these things. Well, let's see here. So, look for things that you enjoy right before you go to work, and look for things that you enjoy right after work. So that way you have something to look forward to, right? You can look forward to what you're doing right before you go to work, and then you at work, you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be able to do this after work. And then after work, you doing that thing, and you off work, and then right before you go to sleep, before you think about work, think about that thing you like to do before work. Okay, whatever that is, that should help you. Don't think of work as something negative. Think of the positive aspects of working, of having your job, of being able to go to work. There's people with no legs. And some people don't have no legs nor no arms. They don't have any limbs. How you think they're getting by in life? You know what I mean? At least you got legs and arms to at least walk to work and get a job that'll pay you enough because you have legs and arms. Some people don't have limbs at all. What you think they doing? Huh? They can't even push no wheelchair because they ain't got no arms. What they gonna do? I'm not trying to be funny here. I'm just saying. You got all 4 limbs and you don't want to go to work? What's wrong with you? Respect that. Respect that work. Respect it or check it. You don't need no money if you ain't ready to work. Earn your keep. And don't get used to that COVID money. COVID that came around and made y'all lazy. COVID that came around and all y'all spoiled. Now you looking at the government as your dang on daddy. Been cussing the government out for the last 5-6 years. Now all of a sudden the government is your supplier. Everybody hollering about stimulus this, stimulus that. Stimulus what? The kind of government you was talking about ain't the kind of government that would give out no money to everybody. The government just done laid $1,400 in your bank account. I'm sorry, $2,000. I'm sorry, plus another $800 to the first one. $900. Plus, if you got children, there you go. Once again, your kids are benefiting your life. Okay? With your lazy self. Don't be getting used to the COVID. COVID gonna catch up to you. Trying to use it as a crutch, as an excuse. And by the way, for the stimulus things, they are still looking into another stimulus check. So, I mean, it must be that bad. You know what I mean? It must be that bad. But seriously, there are jobs out there. There are jobs that you can go to. Me personally, I am not trying to go on site to any job. But some of you can. Some of you can do that. Some of you can do that. I already had respiratory symptoms. So, you know, I'm one of those folks that are medically susceptible or whatever you can call it. That's what they say. That's what they diagnose it as or whatever, you know. But I'm a child of God. I think COVID just gonna pass me, you know, because that's how we do. That's how it do us. Anyway, so. And also, it's good to pay taxes. It's good to pay taxes, regardless of what you think. Pay your taxes. It's good to pay taxes. And it's conveniently taken from each one of your paychecks. They conveniently withdraw their money right from your paycheck before you can even think about what percentage the cash gonna be if you go cash your check. They make it real easy for you. They gonna take it out right before. It's gross. It's gross. It's nasty. That's your gross. That's your gross. You don't want that. That's gross. Yours is the net, okay? Yours is the net. The afterwards. The afterwards is the net. That's what you get. That way they take their taxes out. Do you know that is ridiculous? Ridiculous. And make sure you fill out your tax documents when you at work, because if you don't, they're gonna go to the default payment. Okay? You don't want that default federal coming out of your checks, okay? Alright, I think I've talked enough about it. But I just want to let you know, don't be lazy. Don't be lazy. Go get yourself a job. J-O-B. This is the end. Glad you came. Enjoy your next 24 hours. Stay hater proof.